Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Joining BJ Rains today is KTVB Sports Director Jay Tust. Check him out on Twitter at KTVB Sports Guy and make sure to check out KTVB.com. Now here's Jay Tust and BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Happy Tuesday to you. Happy back to work day, I guess, for some of you with federal jobs or whatever, where you got yesterday off for the holidays. So back to normal today, back to action here at Bronco Nation News Live, bronconationnews.com. We got KTVB Sports Director Jay Tust with us for his Tuesday appearance. We got basketball tonight. We got some football news. We got a lot going on. So, Jay, been a little while since we've talked, at least on the air. How's it going, man?
It's good. How are you doing? How was St. Louis?
Great, man. It was great. Got back ready to rock and roll, but it was great to be back with and bring the fan back with me this time. So we won't be having any guests over anytime soon. Our downstairs area has about 7 unpacked suitcases and some Amazon things that haven't been put together yet. So it's a war zone, and my 2 kids are down there by themselves, which may make it more of a war zone here in 30 minutes. But back, ready to get after it, and hopefully you and the family had a good holiday season as well, man.
Yeah, it was good. Now we charge into the new year, ready to get back to normal, right?
Yep. Well, we got a lot to get to. Tonight, we're going to give away on the pregame show, Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show around 6:30. We are going to have the grand prize drawing for the private jet trip for 2. The game is next Wednesday down in Las Vegas. It'll be taking off at 1 p.m. on game day. You get down there, you get a couple hours to either go check out Stadium Swim over at Circa, or you can gamble for a little bit. You have a couple hours, and then meet up for dinner with Matt Bauscher and some of our special guests and sponsors, and then you get the game. I just purchased the tickets, Jay. They're in the 3rd row right behind the bench, so you're going to be about as close as you can be to being on the bench. It's 3rd row, so that's going to be the whole trip's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. And again, you get the flight, you get the hotel at Circa, you get dinner, and you get tickets to the game. And we'll be back. We'll be leaving about 8 a.m. or so the next morning, and you'll be back in Boise by noon. So you can take a half day off the afternoon before, take a half day in the morning if you need to from work, and have a unforgettable experience. That I was talking to Matt Bauscher about the total value of the package, Jay. It's got to be like $15,000 if you're talking a round trip ticket on a private jet. Tickets to the game, dinner, the hotel. So it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and we will give that away tonight. Live drawing on the pregame show. We do, however, Jay, have some other prizes and things we're going to give away on today's show before we get out of here. We've got a Michelob Ultra golf bag. We've got, what else do we have? One of those collapsible kind of tailgating camping wagons. We've got a Bud Light cooler. I gave the gentleman that won a couple weeks ago, Jay, 24 final hours to respond, but he has yet to respond to like 3 emails about the cooler. So we're throwing that back in the drawing today. And as you can see, the kind of like at the roulette wheel, Jay, that the wheel's kind of just sitting there going. And so we're going to have a couple drawings today before the show is over. We'll give away some items, and it'll all build up to the grand prize tonight. And if you're still on the fence, you can jump on in. Last chance. I'll go till 5 o'clock tonight That's it. So 5 o'clock. We had 3 people sign up yesterday evening, I saw. So if you want one last chance for the private jet trip, if you have till 5 o'clock tonight, a 1-year subscription to Bronco Nation News, and we'll take care of you and get you in the contest. And again, don't miss the pregame show. Abe Jackson, John Mallory, myself, starting about 6:10 tonight, and we'll have the drawing about 6:30 and have our winner. And hopefully it's a fun winner and a fun group of fun tandem, and we have fun on the trip and shaping up to be a big game next week, but obviously a big game tonight. Jay, we'll start with basketball. The Broncos, San Jose State. We were over at Extra Mile Arena yesterday talking to Leon Rice, Chibuzo Abo, and we'll have some clips from them on the pregame show as well. But 2-game losing streak, Jay. Lose to Santa Clara, now lose to in heartbreaking fashion to Nevada. I know you were on the pregame show with Colin for that one, but I hate to say a second game of conference play against San Jose State is now a must-win game, but certainly if you want to win the league here, this is a game you have to win.
Yeah, I mean, well, Boise State's back defending their home floor, right? And as we know, once you get into conference play, there's a greater sense of urgency. I mean, there's always a sense of urgency to win at home, but it becomes of greater value, I'd say, once you hit conference play, if you do have goals of, winning a Mountain West Conference championship again. And that was a tough Nevada game. I mean, I know that said I was on the pregame show, and we talked about how if Nevada could get to 70, that was going to be kind of the danger zone for Boise State. And Nevada went on a late run. Boise State couldn't get very many stops down the stretch. Couldn't really get any stops down the stretch, and they suffer a loss. So now, it's I don't know if it's as bad as it looks, BJ. Like you look at it was funny. That was one of those scenarios where Boise State lost and they actually went up in the net rankings. That was a tier or a quad 1 game. You certainly would have loved to have had that, because then all of a sudden you're working with house money there on another road trip, but you're going to have to steal one at some point in time later on down the road from someone else now.
Yeah, and you get San Jose State in, who's been, basically the bottom dweller, the however you want to phrase it, the worst team in the league for a long time. And that was kind of the game where you could it wasn't if you were going to win, it was, are they going to win by 20 or 30? And that's not the case anymore with San Jose State. They're 2-0, and we're not just I'm not just hyping them up to try to get fans to go to the game tonight or whatever. I mean, they are 2-0 in Mountain West play. They beat UNLV, who a lot of people were thinking is a talented team this year, and then they went on the road and won at Colorado State. So I mean, they've got 2 quality wins already. They're 2-0. They've already got more wins than they had all of last season, 11-4. I mean, this is like I said, this is going to be, as Leon Rice would say, a high-quality college basketball game tonight. And as I said, I mean, protecting the home court is so important. You got so many tough games coming up. I mean, you can't be 0-2, man. You got to beat San Jose State tonight. And it's, I think it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, it will be. And I think the thing about it is just like you can tell like they have some character on their team, right? Like they're not going to roll over. They're going to be a pretty tough team. I mean, we've often discussed the importance of rebounding margin when it comes to Leon Rice's squad. Well, San Jose State's one of the best rebounding teams in the country. Like I said that right, not in the Mountain West. Like they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country.
Yep.
And so, you look at this squad and what they've been, for so long. And it's funny, like 11 wins for them is a huge deal, and the season's not even close to being over, right? Like they won 8 games last year, and that was like their most since the 2016-17 season. 8 games, 8 wins. That was their most in a single season since the 2016-17 campaign, and now they're already at 11 this year. So I think they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. They have a good player in Amari Moore. I don't know how a guy like him hasn't transferred out. Like it's cool to see. I will say that it's cool to see him stay though, and see the success. It just you feel like so many times in college sports today, a guy like that probably pulls the ripcord and gets somewhere else where he feels like he can win games. But cool to see them do what they're doing right now for sure. He's averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds a game. He's distributing the basketball at a good rate, not turning it over a ton. Like they're gonna be a tough task. Like it's so funny. That's what I was gonna say when you were saying like in the past the way we'd have to sell this game. It's like, oh man, kind of this. can't sleep. This is the sleeper game. Like, you got to show up. Or the game at San Jose State, there's gonna be 87 people in the stands. It's gonna be quiet. This time though, it's like legit. Like, no, it's a good basketball team.
Yep, and you mentioned more. I'm going to say that the bigger concern for me tonight for Boise State might be Ibrahima Diallo, a 7-foot center transfer from Ohio State. I just wonder on the interior. I mean, his season stats don't like blow you away, but a 7-footer. If it's Najee Smith-Gardner, I don't know. Lucas Milner, I mean, at times has had a little bit of trouble on the defensive end. Mo Silla didn't play in the game against Nevada. I don't know if he was hurt or what. I wasn't there. But I mean, I think Mo Silla might be a guy that might be called on to play some defense against him. But in the middle, and you mentioned there, he's one of the top 20, at least in the KenPom rankings, defensive rebounders in the country. And he's, as part of what you said, makes them one of the better rebounding teams around. And so played 2 years at Ohio State, played some games last year at San Jose State, and now is really upped his production. And so I not to say he's Shaquille O'Neal there on the interior, but he certainly is any 7-footer that has any kind of game could at times cause Boise State problems.
Yeah, you look at, he started every game. He's averaging right around 17 minutes a game. So like when you look at his season averages of 6 and 5, they seem like a little modest, right? But like, if you were to double his minutes, then you're looking at a guy that, he's averaging almost 13 points and 10 boards a game or whatever. So he will be he'll be of concern. It's just, there's no like sleepwalking into this, right? Like, it's so like these early January games, like just the atmosphere at Taco Bell, or Extra Mile, excuse me. Sometimes like it's just a little. It almost feels like it always waits until like mid to late January to like really pick up, right?
Yep.
But it's like it's go time, because after you play San Jose State on Tuesday, you get a really good Utah State squad on Saturday, and it's like if you don't bring it in early January, you're going to be playing with the pressure of some early losses the rest of the way, right? And so that's going to be of importance. I will say the good thing is it seemed like Marcus Shaver Jr. was certainly healthy against Nevada. He looked pretty darn good, played a lot of minutes, was assertive, and like we've always seen from him, he was really clutch down the stretch to the point where Nevada did everything in their power to not get to deny him of the ball, and they successfully did it. So a little bit of a tip of the cap to the Wolfpack there, but it'll be a fun game at 7:00 tonight at the X.
We're brought to you and coming from the Cutwater Can Cocktail Studios on the mobile studios down there at the stadium tonight. Jay and myself both at our luxurious home studios for Bronco Nation News. Cutwater Can Cocktails, more than 30 flavors of get one of their pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. RowPaint.com, back for another year, as our title sponsor. ROEPaint.com is the website, and they're offering 15% off right now. 15% off. BNN 15 is the promo code, and you can check that out. Get 15% off the interior painting of your home. Lithia Ford of Boise, again, back for another year as well. Going to send out their graphic today. We appreciate Jim Sturk and company at Lithia Ford. We got to get Jay a new vehicle as part of the his next contract. Maybe we can figure that out. I paid full price, but they'll give one to Jay probably. You never know.
Perfect. Okay, I'm down.
But Lithia Ford of Boise, check them out, lithiafordboise.com. You can search their full inventory of vehicles there, and then go in, test drive it, and be on your way in a couple hours. LithiaFordBoise.com. And Jay, we're also pumped to announce Idaho Central Credit Union. They've stepped up, increased their commitment as a major sponsor of Bronco Nation News, and in addition to sponsoring our road trip coverage. I don't have the graphic made yet, but they are now going to be sponsoring the comment line, the YouTube chat, the YouTube comments. Maybe we can have some fun with the ICCU over there in the comment line. Thanks to Idaho Central Credit Union. Check them out, iccu.com. The best bank I've ever worked with, and it's not even close. And I'm not just saying that. I'm so happy and thankful we made the switch to Idaho Central Credit Union, and I recommend you do the same. Get more information, iccu.com. But as I said, Jay, they are the new sponsors of the comment line, so we'll give them some love in the comments. And we head over to the ICCU YouTube chat, and Jordan does say needs some extra mile magic. Home teams win so many games in this conference because their fans bring it. Saturday, a couple home teams took some L's, but it was the better teams that were going on the road. The first night that Boise State lost, the home teams were 5-0, I believe, in conference play. So, as I said, yeah, I mean, you got Utah State on Saturday, which we'll be talking about that Friday. That's going to be a massive game no matter what happens tonight. But then you got, going to UNLV next week. You got some of these other road trips. You still have to go to San Diego. New Mexico obviously is undefeated. You got a marquee game coming up in Albuquerque. I mean, you just look down this KenPom list in every game. I mean, it's crazy, this league. And I don't know if it's quite as top-heavy maybe in some years, but from top to bottom, Jay, there's none of those. You used to see the 3 or 4 games against San Jose and Air Force in New Mexico when they were in the 300s, and it just killed your numbers. You look right now at Boise State's KenPom. I mean, it's single-digit games everywhere except like San Jose State, as I said, is 129. I mean, think about that. San Jose State is 129 at KenPom. That is just unbelievable. Wyoming is 132. Fresno State 143. Colorado State is dropped to 109. And then you do have Air Force coming in at 173. But you've got Utah State at 36, UNLV 84, Nevada 87, New Mexico 57, San Diego State 24. And you just look at this daunting schedule. Again, I get it. I mean, the stats are what they are, Jay. This has been a very one-sided series. Boise State has won 10 in a row against San Jose State, excuse me. I believe all-time they're 37-3. But if you were on the fence about coming to a game, man, 7 p.m. conference play, as you said, it does usually take some games once football's over and then once conference play hits. But it's got to start, if I'm Leon Rice, it's got to start tonight with the crowd showing up. And this is a massive week because you lose one or both of these games, you're fighting a huge uphill battle. But if you're able to win tonight and win Saturday against Utah State, all of a sudden you're back 2-1 and feeling pretty good about yourself. So this is a huge week when you combine this with Saturday's game.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually use the net here for a second because that's just another one where it's like.
Well, then that's technically the one they use. Yep.
Well, yeah, I'm just using it because San Jose State's actually in the top 100 in that one. They're 96, and that's like, again, that is like perennially. It's like Air Force and San Jose State,
which somehow makes this a quad 2 game, by the way.
Yeah, that's big.
Top 75 or no?
Top at home, top 75, right?
Yeah, I'll have to look that up real quick.
No. At home, it's top 50 for quad 1.
No, at home, it's top 30. It's top 30.
So top 70, yeah, whatever. Top 75. It might be quad. It might slip to quad. No, I don't know. Whatever. You'll look it up. Anyways.
31 to 75 is quad 2. So technically, this is a quad 3 game. But
yeah, okay, all right.
But still, it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it, and again, though, there's 7 teams in the top 100 in the Mountain West right now in the net rankings, and Colorado State and Wyoming aren't included in that group. I mean, the league is like the real deal this year, man, and there's going to be people down there that are going to have awful matchups. I'm not going to look too far ahead here, but there are people going to have really difficult first-round matchups at the Mountain West Championship. Some good teams are going to have difficult first-round matchups at the Mountain West Conference Championship. So, I mean, as it is right now, Wyoming would be the 11 seed. I think that changes, but that would be absolutely wild to have to play Wyoming early in that tournament.
Yeah, and I heard EK was warming up the other day. He didn't play, but he might be getting closer to
it just proves that guy makes a massive difference for that team. He does a lot for that squad, and we'll see if he can get them right. But
the USC transfers haven't really panned out either.
They haven't done. Yeah, Ethan hasn't done too great. Kind of heard that he might might be a little overvalued, and he might have been a little overvalued coming out of the portal, I guess, but.
San Jose State, by the way, picked 10th out of the 11 teams in the preseason poll.
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm most curious about, and I think that we can all agree, Boise State had a really special year last year, but they were so good at closing games. Like I think you almost took it for granted they were so good, and that Nevada game made you realize just kind of how fragile it is and how fine the line is between the thrill of victory and the pain of defeat, and they were so close to getting a massive road win. They couldn't. What defined them last year is like it felt like nobody could score on Boise State in the final 90 seconds of a close game, right? And I literally don't think they got a stop in the final 90 seconds against Nevada. Like it just, they couldn't get the one stop they needed, let alone multiple stops. And that was enough to be the difference in that game. And so I bet you that team is going to be very, very hungry to prove that they can get that stop, that they can get those answers. And it'll be interesting to see if how Leon, plays this thing moving forward, just because, I mean, we've talked about the bench, and it's so funny because like it almost, I don't know whether it seems redundant, cliche, whatever. But we've talked about it a lot, and Leon's talked about it a lot, and he's emphasized it a ton of how they need contribution from the bench. And you see in that game, Naj gets fouled, and Naj fouls out, and then not long after that, Tyson fouls out, and now you're really relying again on your bench. So how do you either manage things throughout the game to where you make sure those guys are on the court, or how do you get answers from the guys that, one way or another are going to have to contribute for you? And you go back and you look at the end of that Nevada game, and Pavle got I'm not gonna BJ, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was worried there with that shot clock winding down and Pavle dribbling 20 feet from the hoop. I straight up, man, like kind of seeing how his career has gone. I did not expect that to go positively. I mean, like
not as worried as a lot were when they saw him one-on-one on defense.
Well, and then you see it coming back the other way, and that was a tough matchup for him, obviously. So I'm not necessarily trying to be critical. I'm just saying if you look at kind of the history of how he's done, like that was just that was a tough spot, man.
Yep.
Tough spot.
And kind of, I mean, with him and Degenhardt falling out, Smith and Degenhardt falling out, he wouldn't have been in the game in that spot, obviously. But
exactly.
he made the heck of a drive. He made the bucket. It was to that point probably the biggest shot of his career. And then I think the announcer even said, like, "Oh, we haven't said this guy's name all game."
Yep.
And then unfortunately was a bad matchup. Wasn't able to make the stop. Probably could have had either Abbo or Milner help out a little bit. Not let the guy basically have a wide open layup with 3 seconds left. But Blackshear missed that shot in the quarterfinals of the Mountain West tournament. I believe that was him at the buzzer for Nevada that allowed Boise State to win last year. And so it was, if that's the case, I mean, he got a couple this year, but I'm sure if Leon Rice had to pick, he probably would have had him miss the one in the tournament than the one last night. But it's a long season. And again, it is a long season, but you already have 4 teams at 2-0. In the Mountain West. San Diego State, New Mexico, both look very talented. Nevada's playing well, and then there they are, San Jose State, 2-0. San Jose State still only projected to go 8-10 in the league, by the way, but 8 wins would be a massive improvement from the 1 or 2 or 0. I mean, they were 0-16, I think, in the league one year, or 0-18, whatever it was, or 1-17. I mean, they're just they've been, like I said, they've been the laughing stock of the league for a while. I mean, there's been people that don't think they should even be in this league anymore, and so for them to do what they've done, it's been incredible. So hats to Tim Miles doing a heck of a job, and you're going to see a big-time game tonight.
BJ, last year they went 1-17 in league.
They already have more wins in league in 2 games than they had in 18 last year. Wow.
In 3 of the previous 5 years, they won 1 league game. Their high for league wins in that time is 3.
Unreal. Well, congrats to Tim Miles, and if you're on the fence, you should go watch tonight. It's going to be a big game. We are going to do a watch party. I do want to mention that, Jay. We're going to do a on playback. I don't have the graphic on me, but I know folks have enjoyed it. You go to playback.tv/Bronco Nation News. It's just playback.tv/Bronco Nation News. We've done it for some of the games. The game is streaming on the Mountain West Network tonight anyway, so you're going to watch on your phone or your computer, watch the game with other Boise State fans. You can interact in the live chat. I'll be in there with some comments and things. And again, it's on playback.tv/Bronco Nation News. It's free. It's easy. And all you have to do is just actually tonight, you don't even have to put in your cable provider. It's not on cable. So anybody can watch tonight, playback.tv/Bronco Nation News, and watch the game with other Boise State fans, interact in the chat. And then you can, like I said, I'll jump in there and provide some commentary as well. We're going to talk some football. They've had a couple roster additions, but first I want to tell you about a couple more of our great sponsors. TCS, Transportation Compliance Service, transcomservice.com. Check them out. They're great company, and they're helping folks get new career, fresh start, new career change. And if you're on the fence wanting something new, check out transcomservice.com. Whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, they can help you with all the permits, all the things you need to get out there towing that first load in no time. They've signed up Jason Witten, a lot of famous people. So check them out, transcomservice.com. The Blue and Orange Store, we're giving away some Blue and Orange Store gift cards here in a few minutes. So make sure you stay tuned for our drawing here for some prizes at the end of the show, our first official show of the 2023 year. blueandorangestore.com. You can get free shipping any order over $40. And as I said yesterday with Johnny, Travis Hawks buying my kids Blues tickets because they got some scam. I got scammed out of some tickets, and that's a gesture I'll never forget. So if you ever had a reason to go to the Blue and Orange Store and support them, go support Travis Hawks, because he just does he's just a great human being, and I truly appreciate what he did for us and letting my kids have a memorable experience at the Blues game. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 Idaho locations. Check out the one near you, shopridleys.com. Ridley's Family Markets, one of the sponsors of our private jet contest coming up next week, so we appreciate Ridley's Family Markets. Go download their new app. It's the Ridley's app. Just search for it in the App Store, and they've got some awesome specials that are app only. And some deals that you can only find up to 40% off on a lot of stuff if you go through the app. That's the Ridley's app. More information at shopridleys.com. And Matt Bauscher, you'll see him courtside tonight. You'll be sitting with Matt Bauscher in the third row, right behind the Boise State bench if you win the contest next week. The number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, BauscherRealEstate.com. He's pumped for the contest, Jay, on his own. He went and made like a video yesterday, and he's a pretty good salesman. I can see why he can get you to want to buy a house from him.
Matt Bauscher's a pretty good salesman.
Yeah, yes.
No way.
Yeah, I know. He makes me want to use him to buy a house. He had his team put together a little video on his own because he wanted to, because he's a nice guy. So we appreciate Matt, and he's going on the trip, and we'll be basically hanging out the entire time with the winners. So really looking forward to that. BauscherRealEstate.com. He's the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small. Check him out. BauscherRealEstate.com. We talked about George Holani yesterday with Johnny. I'll get your thoughts in a minute. The more newsworthy, I guess, the one that's happened more recently, Riley Smith coming back for another year at Boise State as well. I'm not really surprised. I mean, he had the year left. No offense to him, but I didn't know what else he was going to do. You're in Boise, Idaho. You're getting NIL deals for a truck. I mean, he's a good-looking dude. I'm sure he just he's enjoying the college experience, and I just think he's the perfect kind of guy where it's like, why not come back for another year? And I think he has a lot going for him. And so he's back for his sixth year, and that really helps a tight end position that has been pretty depleted with the transfer portal and graduation.
Yeah. I never really questioned that he was going to come back until the Mountain West Championship game. And, everybody was emotional after that one, but just seeing him on the field after that, he just seemed to be kind of, trying to process everything and soak it all in. He was pretty emotional. So that would just had me kind of pause for a second and be like, man, is he really thinking about getting out of here? And he decides to come back. And so that's awesome for Boise State. As you said, that tight end group, it's just a little bit young and inexperienced right now. And simply by him returning, you really change the outlook of that whole position, because I think they feel really good about Matt Lauder, and you saw his playing time kind of increase as the season went along. But having him as tight end 2 versus tight end 1, I think if you're Boise State, you feel better about that. And he's going to be a great tight end 1 one day, but right now, as you bring him along, that's a good thing. And outside of him, you have the Terry kid out of Washington who redshirted this last year. You have 2 walk-ons, and you have 3 incoming true freshmen. So it's just a really kind of young group. And if Riley didn't come back, you almost might have figured that Boise State might have had to tap into the transfer portal to see how they were going to piece this thing together for this year. I know they're really high on Matt Wagner, but that's a really tight end is one of those positions that just kind of that's a tough one to play early on, because they ask a lot out of you mentally, and the game demands a ton out of you physically, because you're in line, for X amount of snaps. And that's a tall order. So him coming back is big. And Riley's kind of quietly had a few multi-catch games down the stretch. He ends up with a career high 25 catches for a career high 214 yards, and if he can get those numbers to 30, 35 to catches to 300, 350 yards. Like, he'll put himself in the discussion to earn an NFL invite or roster spot or something next year at this time. So it's just that I feel like that's a big get for Boise State in the offense. And man, BJ, you're starting to look at this offense, and there are going to be some big time expectations on this offense next year. They are returning a lot.
Well, Vlad wants the 2 running back system. He's made about 5 comments here on the ICCU chat line about it, and so we'll get to it. Nate agrees. What do you make of Holani coming back? And I did not see that coming, and what that means for Genty and Dubar and Taylon Green and Bush Hamden.
I think we talked about it a little bit on this show prior to the bowl game, though. Like we hinted like thought there was a chance too, right? Like I know there's some back and forth there.
You may have. I would have before Bush Hamden, which by the way surprised me when he said all signs point to him coming back or whatever with Prater and Johnny. If you'd asked me before that, I would have said 20% he's back. I still can't wait. I'm fascinated to hear his reasoning because I still don't know if he can actually improve his stock much by coming back unless he rushes for 2,000 something yards. Which let's face it, with Green and Genty, I mean, I don't know what kind of workload he's going to get next year and how many chances he's going to get. So I don't know if he can do any better. Maybe he wouldn't have got drafted anyway, so he's just like, I might as well. He hasn't had a lot of NIL money yet, so I don't know if that's a factor, if that's going to change. But I was just a little surprised. It's obviously huge for Boise State's offense, but I want to hear his reasoning because I wouldn't have put I just flat out said, is Saturday your last game when I interviewed him at the bowl game. I just kind of assumed it was for sure, kind of like Scott Matlock, all these guys. But he's back, and you may have saw it coming, but I didn't.
George Holani has the opportunity to be the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year next year. I mean,
I put both running backs on the first team.
Look at what's coming back. Like there are going to be voters out there that obviously don't want to put 2 running backs from the same team on the first team preseason All Mountain West squad, right? But if you look at what's coming back, like there is at least an argument you could make that George Holani at over 1,200 or over 1,150 yards and Ashton Genty at over 800 yards as a true freshman. There's at least a decent chance, or at least a thought that has to be thrown out there that those guys might be your 2 first teamers next year. I mean, again, if you look at what's coming back, there's a chance of it. The UNLV running back, I believe, transferred out to BYU, so there's just been some moving and shaking that those guys are going to be good. I think he comes back to prove that he can do it again over the course of a season. I mean, like he played in 13 out of 14 games this year. If he can do that again next year, then maybe he removes some of those durability concerns that people want to throw at him. Excuse me. And on top of that, like by coming back, BJ, he's got a chance to become the all-time leading rusher at Boise State.
What's he need?
In order to catch Cedric Minter, his school record is 4,475. George would need 1,627 yards to catch him. And I would even argue that, maybe even Ian Johnson's modern day record, the FBS record, is like, I'm not going to say the more important one, but if he could surpass that, that's another benchmark that is definitely worthy of bragging rights. He would need 1,335 yards in order to catch Ian Johnson's Boise State career FBS record when it comes to rushing yards. So, I mean, those are very attainable things for George next year. And for me, it also kind of goes back to I was going back and listening to some things. We put together like a highlight melt of George Holani's season. And at one point in time, we were asking Dirk Cutter which NFL running back George Holani reminds him of. And he was saying, as he got to know George, like his initial impression was George is going to be a good third down back in the NFL. But then he went on to compliment his power and how he can finish runs and all this stuff. And, I think that George could be a good third down running back in the NFL, but I also think he could maybe be more than that. Like, I don't know exactly what his ceiling is at the next level, but I think he's proven like at Boise State that he can offer, more than just being a third down running back. And in order to do that, in order for a team to invest in you, You have to prove that you can hold up over the course of a season. And for the most part, he did that this last season. If he does it again next season and puts up 1,400 yards, I don't see how, again, he's not in contention to be the Mountain West Player of the Year on offense and an NFL draft pick. Like I think pretty highly of George Holani. I know that a lot of people want to move on to Ashton Genty. I don't want to say a lot. You kind of like see comments on Twitter at times, but I just think you put those two guys back there. You're going to be able to save wear and tear on both by divvying up the playing time. At certain times, you'll ride the hot hand a little bit, and you got a chance that you will have. I mean, they did it this year, right? So you'll have a chance that you have 2,000-yard backs. They threatened it this year. Next year, you have a good chance that you'll have 2,000-yard backs. I mean, Ashton had 821, and there were only a couple of games, where he had upwards of 15, 20 carries a game. They're going to lean more on the run next year, I would assume, and from the get-go, that is, and yeah. Because if they would have done this, BJ, the first 4 games of the season, you look at like their averages from the last 10 games. If that sustains over the course of a season, George finishes with darn near 1,400 yards, and Ashton is darn near 1,000 yards. So it's definitely exciting times, and you could definitely argue that not only does Boise State have the best backfield situation in the Mountain West, but maybe one of the best in the country. And I know everybody wants to talk about Breezy Dubar, the true freshman, but don't overlook Elion Noah as well. Like Elion had some nice moments, and that if you go back to that day one of fall camp when I was like, oh man, okay, Zeke's little bro's here, he's going to play. I mean, it was really that much of a surprise. Like he was a late ad, let's go. And I remember at the time too, like he was a little out of shape. I think Zeke mentioned that. I know Andy said like he's got to get up to speed. And so that was a guy that was kind of playing catch up early on last season, and he still was able to contribute at times. That's going to be a really, really deep competitive running back room next year. And I think the competitiveness of that room too alone is a huge plus.
Yeah. No, and on our ICCU chat line, Chad says he agrees with you because Johnny was saying yesterday he's not even sure George will start next year. He was talking about, Johnny's a big Ashton Genty guy, and so that will be interesting to see how the carries get beat up. And let's not forget too, a new OC, you don't really know what kind of in terms of what he's going to do, run versus pass. It'd be smart to run it, 75% of the time or whatever with what you have, but you never, it may not be in Bush Hamden's MO. You may want to, sling it a little more. So we'll have to see.
Chad knows a thing or two about quality running backs. I'm pretty sure he played with Victor Galamulame over at Centennial High School. So he knows a thing or two about quality running backs. So I'm going to go with him on that one.
Says if he stays healthy, he can be great in the NFL. Great vision, elite cuts. His only downside.
Yeah, he does, man. He operates well in space, and you truly see some of the power he finishes with down at the goal line. I mean, George isn't like a super big back, but man, he can finish some runs. And hey, one other thing I wanted to say about it, and Riley Smith kind of did the same thing too, man. I kind of just appreciate the simple Twitter posts.
Yep.
There's not these like fancy videos or graphics where we got to doll it up and make a big deal out of it. George Holani at 1:05 on New Year's Day just tweets out New Year, same team, hashtag not done yet. That was it. Yep. He didn't even include a picture, BJ. Like, I love it. And that totally fits George. Like the simplicity of that totally fits George. I know the kid means business. I'm excited to see what he can do this next year. And really the same goes for Riley. He kept it pretty simple with his post too. It wasn't long. He didn't test the character limit. Let's ride. One more ride. Let's take this or let's run it back one more time.
Well, appreciate you for jumping on, Jay. I totally agree with you. It was just nice and easy. Same,
Yep.
New Year, same team. I like that. And we went a little long, so I apologize. But I gave you last week off, so we'll call you.
I was excited to talk to you, man.
Yeah,
it's been a moment.
Looking forward to seeing you and Camille on Friday night. By the way, I can't give out the location, but we're having our first annual BNN company dinner. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jay Tust out and about on Friday night. It's going to be a rare occurrence. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Jay, and Winston and Kent Riddle, and we're going to have a whole crew. Matt Bauscher, looking forward to it. The whole advertisers, contributors, going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that, and we'll see you on Friday. We'll talk to you Friday morning first, but big one tonight for Boise State, San Jose State. I will give away the contest items myself. I won't make you sit through that. You got daddy daycare and things going on. So we appreciate your time as always, Jay, and we'll talk to you Friday and have a big game to talk about.
Technically, today's my day off. Such a big game. I'll see you at the X tonight. Okay.
Wow. How about that? Coming in to watch
that's how big of a game it is, everybody.
You bringing the fam?
I'm not. No, I'm coming. So I'm going to work it. So.
Wow. Just so you can have Friday. Was that the dedication to have Friday off? You're going to come work tonight?
Maybe.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to get Jay Tust out to do anything. It's not easy, man. You got an awesome wife and kid that you want to spend time with, which makes a lot of sense, and you work really hard. So,
I am 1,000 years old now.
Yep, I know how that
I am
works.
that guy.
I mean, we have to. When you want to hang out with Jay, you got to schedule like 2 months in advance usually, and stay on him every day about it for a month to get him to come have a beer or something. So it's going to be
on
a rare
that note.
occurrence.
That's exactly what's happened with this event on Friday, and I look forward to it.
I have put the pressure on you, but I'm happy you're going to be there, and it'll be fun, man. So I'll give the contest items away on my own. We'll let you go, and we'll talk to you Friday, man.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
See you tonight. Look for Jay Tust tonight. He did agree no charge tonight on the autographs. The picture might still charge, but no fee for the autographs tonight, Jay, right?
You're hilarious, man. You're hilarious.
We'll see you, man. We got our contest giveaway coming up. I want to thank a couple more of our sponsors real quick. Check out BoiseDentistryCo.com. Don't go anywhere. We're about to give away some cool stuff. BoiseDentistryCo.com. Locations across the Treasure Valley. Find the location near you at BoiseDentistryCo.com. Do what the Raines family did. Make the switch to Boise Dentistry Co. Full family dentistry. You will not be disappointed. Dr. Meinert and his staff do a tremendous job, and looking forward to seeing Dr. Meinert Friday night at the BNN dinner as well. Check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. United Commercial Insurance, 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They make business insurance easy. They can write business policies in 44 states around the country. So pretty much wherever you're watching from, they can help you out. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They're trying to bulk up their Treasure Valley accounts. So if you're in the area and own a business or need some business insurance, I'll be up in mine here in the near future. We already got one policy with them. We're going to 3. So very happy customer with United Commercial Insurance, and you can be too at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. And Timberstone Golf Course, I know the weather's not great, but Tad Holloway is still out there doing the private lessons. They got the TrackMan simulator. You can get on there and play some games. They got a lot going on. So it's not, you can get fitted for some new clubs. It's not the time to just give up your game and not worry about it and think in March you're going to come out and still be the same player you were in the fall. Timberstone.com is the website. You can head on out there and use the range. But as I said, they have the indoor simulator and the lessons and things still going on inside. So perfect time to get yourself ready and stay in shape. And when you start in March, be ready to go and be at an advantage over all the players that are just taking time off right now. So you can do that at playtimberstone.com. Okay, so here's what we got going on with the contest here. We got, let's see some comments coming in. Nate Staley says, is this the elite secret dinner? Yeah, you know it, man. You know it is. BNN's going to y'all are so close to 2,000 YouTube subscribers. Congrats. Yeah, we're at like 1,900 something. So if you're watching on YouTube, go down there and subscribe. We'd love to have you. So, all right, so we've got the wheel to spin here. We're going to make this full screen, and we're giving away some things. As you can see, I've added all the names in here. We're at 390 names, so that's awesome. We're at 390 names. I need to and I'm not going to say who, but actually some of you might be in here twice because I did do some things, and I didn't have time today to triple check the list. So the number actually may come down a little by the grand prize giveaway tonight. Some of you may be in here twice, but we've got 390 names. I think it should be about 360, but there's 30 of you that have 2 chances to win. We're giving away some really cool prizes. Tonight's going to be the grand prize drawing. Again, 6 o'clock on the pregame show, 6:10 on the pregame show will be the grand prize giveaway for the trip. And if you still want in, if you joined us late, we still have, you can sign up till 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock gets you the private jet for 2, the game. You're staying at Circa. You're in the 3rd row, sitting behind the bench with Matt Bauscher. You leave at 1 o'clock next Wednesday. 1 o'clock next Wednesday, you take off. You get down to Vegas, and you still have a couple hours to gamble. Go check out the Circa Stadium Swim Pool. You get a nice dinner on the Strip, and then you get the game at 8 o'clock, and then you come back the next morning around 8. So it'll be a little bit of a quick turnaround, but we wanted to get back so folks could still have most of the day to work the next day. So you'll be back in Boise by around 11 o'clock or so on Thursday. So that is the grand prize. That's coming tonight. But we've got some other stuff to give away. And again, we appreciate all of you. It was an unbelievable contest, and you can still get in by 5 o'clock, but it's been an unbelievable contest. And we've added a lot of new subscribers. We've had a lot of people renew their subscriptions, and it's been a lot of fun. And so it was a cool contest, and this was done basically as a thank you. We are certainly trying to boost some subscribers, but to give away some of this stuff is really just a thank you to all you guys for signing up for a new subscription or renewing for another year. Hopefully you're doing it because you like the content. But if you're doing it to win the prize, that's cool too. And I know we can't give everybody a prize, which I apologize for. I wish everybody could win a prize, but we can only give out so many. But hopefully a lot of you guys can win. And we do have a zero gravity chair, which I don't think we ever gave away. Let me check one more time to make sure the person didn't email me back. Zero. I never heard back from Benjamin Howell. Benjamin, I'll have to give you a gift card to something else. I never heard back from you. You won the zero gravity chair, and you never responded to my email. So we're going to give away this really nice zero gravity chair first, and we'll fire this baby up. I've got a golf bag to give away as well. So we've got a lot of great prizes. We'll spin the first one here. This is for a really, really nice zero gravity chair, Bud Light Seltzer, and we will give this away. Benjamin, if you're watching and I screwed you but you didn't respond, you've had almost a month, I'm going to give you a gift card to the Blue and Orange store. But this zero gravity chair goes to Wader. I think that's Big Wade. I think Big Wade wins the zero gravity chair. How about that? All right, Wade. I believe that's who that is. So congratulations to Wade. We'll remove him from this drawing. Now we're going to the Mick Ultra golf bag. We got a Mick Ultra golf bag. Really nice Mick Ultra golf bag. Thanks again to Stein Distributing for coming up with some of these prizes. Stein Distributing, go get a Cutwater. You'll not be disappointed. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. That's pretty crazy, but I know he can't win it because he doesn't live in the area. So I'm going to give him another gift card. He won one of the prizes last week. That's Nathan Cardona's dad, Michael Cardona, 873. That's crazy. He won 2 out of 3 people. That shows it's not rigged. That is crazy. I will give him another gift card to the Blue and Orange store because he doesn't live in the area, and I don't know how I would get him that golf bag. So this is for the golf bag. We'll do another one. A Michelob Ultra, nice golf bag. Hope you got to be in the Treasure Valley to get this, though. The winner of this one is going to be Trent Redden. TrentRedden@gmail.com. Trent, we appreciate you, so let me know, and we will get you your golf bag. We have a Bud Light, really nice Bud Light Yeti cooler. The winner never got back to me, so I'm throwing it back in there. A really nice Bud Light Yeti cooler. You got to be in the Treasure Valley. You got to be in the Boise area to win this. And our winner of the Bud Light Yeti cooler is going to be Brian King. How about that? I think that's Brian King. If that's the case, that's awesome. Congratulations, Brian King. Glad that you're a subscriber and glad that we can get you this really nice cooler. We got some gift cards to give away. We'll go $25 to the Blue and Orange store. $25 to the Blue and Orange store. And let's see here. The Blue and Orange store, the first $25 gift card is going to go to Ryan Knutson 64@gmail.com. Ryan Knutson, congratulations. You're getting a $25 gift card to the Blue and Orange store. We'll give away a round of golf at Timberstone. Round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course is our next prize. And again, if you still want in, you have till 5 p.m. tonight. 5 p.m. tonight, we'll get you in the grand drawing, and we'll draw that on the pregame show starting a little after 6 o'clock. Tonight. Fool Pants 20 at Yahoo. Fool Pants 20 at Yahoo. You're going to get a free round of golf at Timberstone if you're in the area, so we appreciate you. I'll be, myself or Colin Mitchell will be reaching out via email to all of our winners here, so we'll be in touch with you. Let's go another round of golf at Timberstone. Back to one more round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course. And our winner is going to be Scuba Dad 24. Scuba Dad 24. He wins, and he gets a round of golf at Timberstone Golf Course. We got another Blue and Orange store gift card. Blue and Orange Store gift card, $25. Let's see who we can get here. Let's get another winner for a Blue and Orange Store gift card. And if you win one of these, your name still goes back in the grand prize drawing tonight, so don't worry about that. There we go. Hey, Ray, 55, it looks like. Hey, Ray, 55. You're getting yourself a Blue and Orange Store gift card. Let's go one more Blue and Orange Store gift card for today's drawing. We'll have a couple more gift cards in addition to the grand prize tonight. I got to count how many I have left. I might have like 5 left. But the Blue and Orange Store $25 gift card. Our winner here is going to be Russ Van Wagenen at gmail.com. Russ Van Wagenen at gmail.com. You win the Blue and Orange Store gift card. So we appreciate you guys, and that's our round of prizes for today. And again, if you won the cooler, the golf bag, the zero gravity chair, get in touch with me, and I'll try to meet up with you to try to get that to you. If you won one of the gift cards, you can either email me your address, or I'll email you, and then we'll get your address. We will drop that in the mail. I've got 5 or 6 that I'm dropping in the mail today from the last set of winners. So appreciate everybody for checking us out. If you didn't win, I apologize. We're going to update the list for tonight if we get any late additions, and make sure everyone's got an entry in there. And we'll do the grand prize drawing on the pregame show for the private jet trip for 2 tonight to Las Vegas. So looking forward to that. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. Thanks to Jay. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Of course, rowpaint.com, ICCU, Lithia Ford of Boise, TCS, the Blue and Orange Store. Check out all of our great sponsors. We appreciate Boise Dentistry Co., Bauscher Real Estate, United Commercial Insurance, Timberstone Golf Course. It goes down the line. So thank you so much for signing up for a subscription. Hopefully you can win the private jet trip tonight. And if you want in, there's still time until 5 o'clock. BroncoNationNews.com. Just got to sign up for a $70 one-year subscription. If you want to hear Leon Rice, you want to hear Chibuzo Abo, those are up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Go subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bronco Nation News pregame show coming up tonight from Extra Mile Arena, the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show about 6 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show. After the game, we'll have the postgame show. And don't forget, make sure you watch the game at playback.tv/Bronco Nation News. Watch the game and chat with other Bronco fans tonight. I'll be in the chat as well. And then we'll see you on the post-game show. So talk to you from Extra Mile Arena tonight. Have a great day. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.